very good morning. So we were discussing regarding the valvular heart diseases. So we have seen the diseases which were related to the mitral valve, tricuspid valve. We have also seen regarding the aortic valve, and we have seen the pulmonary valve diseases. So in this video, I would like to explain you regarding the types of surgeries that were performed during this valvular heart diseases. So coming to the topic, we have two types of choices here. We have repair and we have replacement. So mainly the repair is done in case of mitral valve and tricuspid valve heart diseases. It will help to lower the mortality rate, and it is becoming a choice whether they have to go for this replacement or whether they have to go for this repair. If they have choice, mainly they will choose repair only. So because it is cost effectiveness. So in case of mitral valve and tricuspid valve diseases, they are going mainly for this repair process. It is lowering the mortality rate. And the problem with this repair is it cannot establish the total competence. Means whatever the valve function it is there, it can replace the valve function, it can improve the valve function, but it cannot improve it completely. Coming to the replacement, in case of mitral valve or aortic valve or tricuspid valve heart diseases, mainly we are going for this replacement. So it is mainly the treatment of choice. Replacement is the mainly treatment of choice in case of aortic stenosis or aortic regurgitation. So these are all some of the types of surgeries. So coming to the valve repair surgery, mainly we have mitral commissurotomy, which is also called as valvotomy. So what they are doing, this is mainly becoming the treatment of choice for mitral valve stenosis. Mainly in case of mitral stenosis, they are going for this procedure which is called as mitral commissurotomy. So here this was mainly performed to separate the fused leaflets. So in mitral valves, what is happening? The valves which are there, they are getting stenosed. The way is becoming narrowed as the valve leaflets are getting attached. So here what they are doing, they are separating the fused leaflets. So here mainly if you see, we have open commissurotomy and also we have closed commissurotomy. So in an open commissurotomy, what they will do, they will keep the patient on the cardiac table and they will keep the patient on heart lung bypass machine. So what are all the calcium deposits are there on these leaflets, on these valves, they will remove the scar, and what they will do, they will separate the fused leaflets, so that again the leaflet function is established and the pathway is open and there is best and the blood flow is established. And nextly, it is done in the people where the balloon valvoplasty is contraindicated. So this is the mitral commissurotomy. So what is this commissurotomy means? How they will do means, so here they will do an incision that in the mid-sternum. After doing the incision, what they will do, they will cut a small hole into the heart. So using the surgeon's finger or the dilator, as you are seeing in the picture, they will separate the fused fingers. They will separate the fused leaflets, so that here the pathway is re-established. So this is commissurotomy. Nextly, we'll see what is this balloon valvoplasty. So here this one, it is the most common procedure for mitral and as well as aortic valve stenosis, and it was done in the patients those who are having extra complications. So if they go to extensive surgical procedures, these people will have life threatening situations. So in order to avoid those type of situations, they are preferring for the procedure which is called as balloon valvoplasty. So it is mainly contraindicated in left atrial or left ventricular thrombus. And nextly, whenever there is severe aortic root dilatation, then they are not going for this balloon valvoplasty, and when there is significant mitral valve regurgitation, they are not going for this balloon valvoplasty. So what they will do means, with the help of a catheter, they will reach, as you are seeing in the picture, they will reach the position and they will inflate the balloon by using the guide wire and catheter, so that the pathway is re-established again. Nextly, we'll see leaflet repair. So we have elongated leaflets, and we have holes in the leaflets, and also we have short leaflets. So in elongated leaflets, what we have leaflet plication and also we have leaflet resection. Coming to the leaflet repair, so we have different types of leaflets. We have elongated leaflets, we have holes in the leaflet, and also we have short leaflets. So firstly, we'll see what is this elongated leaflets. Elongated means they are more than in size. They are more in size. For example, if the leaflet, it has to be this much of size, here in elongated leaflets it is more in size, means it is more longer than the size it actually should be. So in leaflet application, what they are doing, they are applying a clip, they are applying a clip to the leaflet. So here whatever the extra leaflet that is present, what they are doing, they are folding the leaflet, they are folding the leaflet according to the position, according to the size and shape, and what they are doing, they are clipping it. So once they are clipping it, since it was adjusted to the shape, the blood cannot flow back again, or it will function normally. It won't allow the blood to flow in or flow out. Whenever it is necessary only, it will allow the blood to flow in and flow out. And nextly they will go for leaflet resection. So in leaflet resection, what they will do, for example, if this is the leaflet, since it is elongated, what they will do, they will choose the portion of leaflet which was damaged or which is convenient for the surgeon, and what they will do, based on the disease condition here, based on the disease condition, the surgeon will choose what part of the elongated leaflet has to be removed, and they will make an incision. They will cut the part which is damaged, or they will cut the part which has to be removed. Once they remove, what they will do, they will suture these two parts again, they will combine and they will suture, so that the size of the leaflet is decreased and it is adjusted according to the valve opening. So you can see the picture here. If you see, so the picture A, it is mainly suggesting us, it is the removing part. So as you can see, there might be some damage or there might be some leakage from the selected part, or they want to remove the excess part which is there, whatever it is. If they want to do the leaflet repair in elongated leaflets, they will choose the particular part, and what they will do, they will suture. Now after suturing, what is happening, whatever the valve is there, it is fitting to the valve and the blood is not leaking from there again and again. Nextly, we'll see what is the holes in the leaflet. So holes in the leaflets means during the procedure or due to the any kind of pathological procedure, what is happening, there will be hole in the leaflet. So once there is hole in the leaflet, what is happening here, the blood is leaking, again the blood is leaking. What is the function of leaflet actually means, it is acting as a valve, it is acting as a valve between two spaces. If it is right ventricular, it is acting as a valve between the right atrium. So here the right atrium and right ventricle, they are having tricuspid valve as a valve. So in the same way, whenever there is hole in the valve, so if it is left side, we have mitral valve. So if there is a hole in the valve, what is happening, the blood, it is coming back and forth. So in order to correct that effect, what we are doing the pericardial patch repair. So what we'll do, they will take a particular patch and they will suture it on the hole, so that the hole will not leak again. And actually, in case of short leaflets, if it is short leaflet, they are mainly going for the chordoplasty. What is this chordoplasty means? Here mainly we are focusing on the chordae tendineae. So if it is short, if the chordae tendineae are short, because the chordae tendineae or the papillae, these are the supporting structure for the leaflets. So if the chordae tendineae is pulling the leaflet down, automatically the leaflet is becoming short here. So what we will do, we will repair the chordae tendineae. So once the chordae tendineae are repaired and they are cut shortened, what will happen, the leaflet can open and close freely. So the leaflet, it even can be extended. So once it is extending, here again it will be extended till it fits the wall, so that the backflow of the blood is prevented. So here what the technique they are using, Gore tacks can be used to create the chordae tendineae. So this is called as chordoplasty. And nextly we'll check what is this valve replacement. So coming to the valve replacement, so if the valvoplasty is not suitable, here we are performing this valve replacement. So what they are doing in this valve replacement means, mainly they are going for the sternotomy. They are wide opening the sternum or the mitral valve. So depending upon the need, so what they will do, they will do right thoracotomy insertion and they will reach. So once they reach here, so if you see here, the aortic valve, it is been diseased, and the mitral valve also being diseased here. So during these situations, what we will do, we will go for the repair. So as we have known that valvoplasty cannot be performed in these type of patients, what we need to do, we need to go for this valve replacement. So we are using the prosthesis, means we are using some artificial valves and we are placing them in the place of original valves. If you see the prosthetic valve, we have two types here. We have mechanical valve and we have biologic valve. So if you see the mechanical valve, So these are mainly manufactured from the man-made material. So what are the man-made material? Means they are manufactured in the combinations of metal and some kind of alloys and carbon as well as dacron. So these are some of the materials that were used to produce this mechanical valve. And coming to the biologic valve, these biological valves, they are constructed from the bovine, porcine and human cardiac tissue. So these are the elements that were involved in the mechanical valve as well as biological valve. Coming to the mechanical valve, so we have three types of valves here. So we have caged valve. So as you can see here, it consists of a suture ring, where the part of the suture ring, it is being sutured to the heart, and it consists of a occluder ball, and it consists of a straining cage. So whenever the heart is contracting and relaxing, so whenever the heart is contracting, the pressure is kept on the ball so that the ball is moving upward. If the ball is moving upward, automatically what is happening, the space is being created here, and from this space the blood is mainly going into the other part of the valve. So this is how the caged valve will work. And nextly we have tilting disc valve. So in tilting disc valve, so we have mobile lens shaped disc. It is attached to the circular swing. So mainly it is attached by two offset transverse straws. So what is happening? So whenever the blood is being pumped, so due to the force it will rotate. So it will rotate in a circular manner, means it will tilt. So if it is tilting, what is happening, the blood, it can enter into the other part of the valve. So this is how the tilting disc valve will work. So it is mainly made up of prolytic carbon composition. And nextly we have bileaflet valve. So what is this bileaflet means? So this one is also having suture ring around the leaflet, and it is having the disc. It is having the disc which are called as leaflets, and it is also having hinges. So as you can see in the picture, whenever there is pressure being applied, so automatically these leaflets will open, and if the pressure has been removed, they will close. So here it is having two pivoting semicircular disc. So it is opening centrally and it is directly mounted into a swing ring. So this is the bileaflet valve. So as you can see here, they have used the bileaflet valve. So here we have mitral valve stenosis, so or mitral valve repair. So what they have done, mitral valve, here we have mitral valve replacement. So what they have done, they have removed the diseased mitral valve and they have kept the bileaflet valve. So what it is doing, it is functioning in the tilt motion function. So whatever the blood it has to be allowed outside, it is allowing, and whatever the blood it has to be remain, it is remaining. So this is how mainly the surgery is being done. Coming to the biological valve. So if you come to the biological valve, as we are discussing, we need to have Procaine heterograft, and also we have pericardial heterograft, and we have homograft. So here if you see the Procaine heterograft, so these are also called as xenografts. So they are mainly harvested from the valve of a pig. So here from the pig heart they are removing this valve, and they are mainly preserving it in the glutaraldehyde, and it is mainly mounted on a special swing ring design. So as you can see here, this was the valve which is removed from the pig aorta. So what they are doing, they are removing the aorta and they are mainly mounting it on a specially designed ring. So what it will do, it will function as the aortic valve. Nextly we'll see what is the pericardial graft. So in this pericardial heterograft, what they are doing, it is mainly composed of 3 leaflets. So they will remove the leaflets from 16 to 18 months old, and they will preserve them in the glutaraldehyde, and after preserving them in the glutaraldehyde, they are mainly mounted on the Dacron covered frame, and they are used as a valve replacement surgery. Coming to the homocadaver graft. So what we are doing means, here it is mainly harvested. It is harvested from aortic wall from the human cadaver that is initially needed for replacement. Then it is being seen into special mounting material and the valve is being replaced. So this is the biological valve. So with this we have completed what are all the surgical procedures that will be done in the aortic valve diseases. So I would like to end my topic here. So if you like the content, please like, share and subscribe the channel, and if you have any types of queries, please drop them in the comment box. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching. Take care.